What's good, get? Whoa. What's good, everybody? As you guys already know, man, the best golfer in the world is Tommy Fleetwood because he won the Tour Championship and nothing else matters. We don't care about the Masters, the PGA Championship, the Open US Open. It all came down to the FedEx Cup playoffs, and Tommy Fleetwood gets his first PGA Tour win at East Lake, bro. But we're gonna get into all those things, man. The thing I found that was super funny, Nate, and I think I sent this to you and Noah, is when they were interviewing Tommy Fleetwood, and he said essentially he was asked, "Did you expect to win this?" He was like, "I mean, you always want to go into a tournament expecting to win. I'm sure other people didn't expect it, but I'm so happy about the rule change." Which is just hilarious because now,
Yeah, yeah.
Sky doesn't
And
get,
stroke lead, yeah.
the 10-stroke league and stuff like that. But we will get into details about the East Lake, the Tour Championship. But again, Geremy Davis, former NFL player, host of Golf and Gospel, and again, we got the best PT. If you're feeling anything, your elbow, your knee, your shoulder, you gotta go see the homie, former college golfer too, Nate Wong. Man, Nate Wong just got back from Nebraska. Crashing weddings, man. First off, Nate, tell us how your time in Nebraska was, man. I seen you taking pictures at the old facility. I think you were at a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great to be back. I saw my old golf coach. He was the assistant golf coach when I was there. So shout out to Judd Cornell.
Nice.
Um, Man, it's so funny. So my assistant coach, I guess the current head coach now, he was such an amazing player when he was in college.
Oh, wow.
Like he was like he had the fifth best scoring average in Nebraska history, and he played a few events on the Corn Ferry and stuff like that. Really good player. And then the guys in college now are just so good. And even he said, he's like, I don't know if I would make the team now if I was getting
Oh,
recruited out of
wow.
high school. And
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Which is that's a really weird feeling because you're like, do I want to be able to make the team now? Because I want the team to be better, than it
Yeah, for
was when I
sure.
was there. But
Yeah.
then it's also like I'd like to still think I can play that good,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, I like to think I belong in the college levels instead of like it was a fluke that I made. So
Yeah.
it's a weird feeling because my coach said that I was like, dude, I agree. Like I feel the same way. I don't know if I could make it if I was coming out of high school right now.
Yeah. I think just the way things, in regards to like training and the skill set of like players had just evolved.
Yeah,
I make fun of my brother all the time. I was like, bro, me in my prime versus you in my prime, I still like me. But the way I
yeah,
see my brother train versus how I trained back in the day, totally different. Now, granted, I'm the oldest, so I was a bit of a trial run. Okay, this is what we did right with Jeremy. This is what we shouldn't do. And my
yeah,
brother obviously gets to, I won't say a better path, as if my path was wrong. My path was what it was supposed to be, but they knew the appropriate things to do with my brother based off the trial and error they did with me. So I definitely understand what you mean in regards to like, man, can I compete with the new up and coming college kids now? I
yeah,
mean, we would never know because we're in our 30s now. But I think
yeah.
it's a good point.
That Yeah, the thing is like part of me is like if I had the tech and the access to some of the
Yeah.
just equipment that they have, like maybe I would have been better, but I don't know if I would have taken advantage of it when I was young because I was stupid. Like you're not as smart, and you don't like. It's just I don't know when these colleges like throw stuff in your face, you kind of just like
Mhm.
wow whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it's like now I'm done. I'm like, dude, it was so cool that like I had all these amenities when I had them. But
Right. I agree.
it
Yeah,
was
because I remember.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember for me at the time when I went to the University of Connecticut. Shout out Huskies. In 2010, their facility was considered the top-notch facility like in the whole country. But now things
yeah,
have evolved and like, I don't look at other facilities as much to have in comparison to UConn, but like I'm sure other people have called up. Obviously, they got more money than Connecticut does. So, like you said, just now with the advance in technology and the amenities and stuff, you know, totally different from back when we were getting recruited.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Same thing with Nebraska. Like we had Ndamukong Suh donated like a nine
Oh
million dollar
yeah,
weight room, and
nice.
then uh, and then now it's like a hand me down weight room. Like I saw my old strength coach again because I used to intern in strength conditioning, and he's all
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, now it's like a hand me down weight room, and like the football players got that weight room over there." And
Yeah.
like I walked past it, and I was like, "Dang, it looks so sick." Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Anyone's watching this is probably Nate's recruiting pitch for you guys to go to Nebraska too as well.
yeah, dude, I try to get everybody to go to Nebraska, dude. I'm like, if you watch Bussin' with the Boys with Will
Yeah,
Compton,
yeah.
I'm like Will Compton.
Right.
I'm like, everybody go to Nebraska.
Yeah, anyone's getting recruited out of high school or you're in that portal, you
Yeah,
know,
you're in the portal. Yeah,
yeah, and obviously I would advocate for UConn, but I think a lot of people are hesitant because we're independent, you know, so
yeah,
we don't not in the conference and stuff. But also, guys, if you watched our last episode of Golf and Gospel Podcast, man, we want to thank you for everyone that prayed for Ted Scott. Man, we saw the fruits of those prayers. His nephew Joel is recovering from the incident that happened back in Louisiana. Not going to speculate on his private life, but I do want to encourage you guys and thank you guys again that we've seen the power of prayer come alive. And anyone who was diligent in doing that, we sincerely thank you, man. I hope that encourages people to, I guess, be more diligent, be more intentional about praying, having the correct heart posture in praying. Because again, we did see the fruits of our prayer. And if anyone's seen the little yellow ribbons on the people's
yeah.
hats, that
Those
was
hats,
in
man.
reference to, you know, Ted Scott's nephew. And obviously, we love Ted on this channel. Like I said, he was a staple in Golf and Gospel. You guys go check out that episode. Did a really good job. Me and my other buddy doing a 2v1 scramble against him. He gave us a run for our money. And then he did an amazing job, obviously, caddying for us on a par 5 and a par 4. And it was just really, really cool to get those like intricate details from like a top tier caddy. But again, we just want to thank you for praying and joining us in prayer for praying for Ted and his nephew, Joel. But real quick, guys, I want to go over to women's golf because the Golf and Gospel podcast, we do respect women's golf, man. Starting off with the Epson Tour, Yana Wilson gets her second victory on tour this year. She is now number 5 in race for the card. But not to diminish everything she did because it's amazing she got to win. I have to say shout out to the homie Nicole Rupp. Nicole Rupp, she was also on Golf and Gospel. I caddied for her on the Epson Tour at TPT Scottsdale, man. She's worked really, really hard this year. Just finished with her first T5, dog. And I think throughout her career, she's only had one T10. But for her to continue to progress as the season is going, I'm super happy to hear. Last week she finished with a T17. I think at one point she was as high as T7. This week follows up with with a T4, but getting her first top 5 finish on the Epson Tour, man. So she's training the right way. So Nicole, if you do hear this, man, godt slay. That just means good shot in Danish. Next, man, I want to move over to the LPGA, dog. Nate, we thought we were finally going to get our first 2-time winner, but Brooke Henderson had something else to say about that. Minjee Lee was right there throughout the whole entire tournament. Brooke Henderson made a clutch birdie on 17 to solidify her victory in her home country in Ontario, Canada, giving her first win in 2.5 years, man. So shout out to Brooke Henderson. Also, a little side note, Mal Sago got a solo third. I will continue to mention that and continue my fandom for Mal Sago as she continues to build towards her resume in being the LPGA Golfer of the Year.
Dude, yeah. Geremy and his misplaced fandom for Mao Sago.
I'm going to stay on this train, man.
Yeah.
Plot twist though, Lottie Woe misses her first cut on the LPGA, which I mean, it's just, that's the norm though. I mean, people are going to miss cut, you're going to make cuts, but first one missed,
Yeah.
man. Also, Roseanne was close at one point. She just missed another cut, man. I know we talked about her a while ago in regards to her really missing community while being on tour and her referencing college golf. But hopefully she can get back to the beginning, not stages, but when she first came out, like the momentum she had as a player. Hopefully she can find that once again. But yeah, so now gonna move over to the most hated golf tour in the world for some reason, LIV Golf, man, which was a very, very fun playoff between the Crusher GC and Legion 13. It consisted of Paul Casey and Bryson DeChambeau, who's on the Crusher GC, and John Rahm and Tyrell Hatton. And John Rahm is making even a further case to get a Ryder Cup vote, which we already kind of assumption that he will. Played amazing, man. The last hole 18 in Michigan, par 4. All 4 of those guys drove the ball really well. They all had it within 52 to 60 yards going into the green. All of them knocked it from at least 12 to 15 feet. Rahm and Paul Casey missed their putt, but Bryson came in clutch for Crusher GC, made the putt for birdie, trying to solidify a team victory. But Tyrell Hatton, who's been a dog in the majors and on LIV, comes in, just hits the left side of the cup, gets in there, forcing the second round of the playoffs. Again, all four of them nice and into the fairway. Hatton threw a dart, maybe like, call it a foot from the hole.
Yeah, I saw it was like really close.
Really close, dog. And it's up to Bryson. And we're hoping Bryson can come up clutch here, man. He's obviously a face of LIV, a face of golf in general. Pitch shot. He tried to hit the fringe like he did in the first playoff and let it trickle onto the green. Stuck inside the fringe into the rough, man. Had to chip in for birdie, missed it. Paul Casey did hit the green. He had a nice angle to the hole. He's on Crusher GC as well. Yeah. Couldn't make the, let's call it 57-foot putt for birdie, unfortunately. And then Jon Rahm, he knocks in for birdie. Obviously, Tyrell Hatton taps it in, gets Legion 13, a team victory in LIV Golf, which what a year for Jon Rahm because he's the individual champ, which still doesn't make sense to me because he didn't win. He didn't win at all on tour, but he's considered the seasonal champ because it's consistency all year, and then also he just got him a team victory as well. So again, shout out to Legion 13 and LIV champion Jon Rahm, man. Hey, what are your thoughts on that? I talked to Chris about that last week, man. How do you feel about Jon Rahm being the seasonal champ with no victories?
Dude, I don't understand that. Like, was Joaquin Niemann just finishing dead last in every tournament, and then Jon Rahm finishing second in every tournament?
So what it was, bro? Obviously, we know Niemann had 5 victories this year, same as Scotty, but we've already discussed that. And but like some of his other finishes were like T23, 35th, 38, 21, as opposed to all year Rahm's been like a steady Eddie, like T5, T3, T4, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. So it's just a consistency all year, and I guess if there's a point system to it, he allocated enough points to be considered the season-long champion. Now it came down to him and Niemann for the season champion, but
sure,
Rahm actually just finished better, forced a playoff last week against I'm blanking. Anyone in the comments, if you do so happen to watch LIV, remind me who won. Oh, Sebastian. Yeah, I forgot his last name, but he won. He beat Rahm in the playoff. So technically, Rahm still has no pro victories this year, but he's a season-long champion, and I guess he got a team champion too. And everyone keeps trying to say like, "Oh yeah, Rahm won it for his team." Hadn't won that playoff, bro.
Dude,
that was a dart.
Yeah, this is the thing. First off, like, is Jon Rahm gonna turn into the next Tommy Fleetwood? You know, at the heartbreak.
Oh
like
man!
I guess he won. I guess he won this. He won this weekend.
Technically,
so you know, but it's just like when Andrew Novak and Ben Griffin won the partner one. The Zurich. Yeah, it's like I don't know. That's like a win with an asterisk, dude. This is the thing. Going into that playoff is like if you just hear the names. Bryson and Casey versus Hatton and Rahm. It's like who you putting your money on.
I did see a top-down overview of hole 18, and they did a comparison of a top-down overview of hole 18 at East Lake, and it was so packed that LIV hole 18 versus East Lake. Yeah, at East Lake versus in Michigan, and people were like saying like, oh yeah. Now, granted, it's playoff golf, and you have some big names there with Hatton, who's been a dog all year in majors. Bryson DeChambeau, we know what he brings to the game. Jon Rahm, major winner as well, 2-time major winner that is. Then Paul Casey, who I think is a 2-time PGA Tour winner, but he has like 15 total professional wins. We talk about European golf and stuff like that. So it brought a lot of excitement. Now, granted, that could have been skewed, but
no,
I guess it can't really because it's top-down overview, but we saw what it looked like when Tommy Fleetwood got down to the green and everyone just kind of rushed and kind of Tiger-esque to see what he did and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like the excuse is that like if it's a playoff, there's more time for people all over the course to gather around.
That's true.
And they're gonna be along the length of the hole. Yeah. Whereas if you're dude, because Tommy Fleetwood and Cantley played so much slower than. Who was the group ahead? I can't remember who.
Russell Henley.
Russell Henley.
Was it Keegan Bradley?
It might have been Keegan Bradley. Yeah, I think.
No, was it? No, I think it was Russell and Scotty, and then Keegan was.
Scotty was like way ahead of all of them.
Was
like,
he?
He was. Yeah, because I remember like he had the same shot, and then Cam Young had some similar shot, and they were like, "Oh,
Oh, it's
that's
Cam
what
Young and
Scotty."
Scotty. You're right. You're right. Maybe it was Russell
Yeah,
Henley and Keegan. Yeah, because Keegan ended up shooting 7 under Saturday, and I think that projected him up
yeah,
there with because he was
but
at T4 at one point.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was something. But yeah, like so since they were like so slow, like I don't know if it gave people time to like leave or stuff like
Well,
that.
maybe. Okay, and this is the perfect transition into this statement that Phil Mickelson said in regards to PGA fans versus LIV fans. And I'm going to say it in short. I'm not going to quote it because it was a pretty long quote. He said, fans seem to leave LIV tournaments, leaving relaxed and enjoy their time there, wanting more, versus the PGA fans, them feeling more as if the day is dragging on and they're being scared to say anything because of the intensity of the PGA. And from a player's experience, he didn't want to go into detail. Going to a PGA event made Phil feel more anxious and wanted to come in late versus LIV. He enjoys coming in early. So my reason why I say this is the perfect transition, because you said it gave enough time for the people at LIV to get to the 18th hole and like enjoy it, as opposed to with PGA being very slow and being more dragged on because like shotgun start for LIV. So you're not out
Mhm.
there all day, as opposed to like, man, we're sitting here waiting for Tommy Fleetwood and can't wait to get here. We've been out here for probably 6 or 7 hours. But I want to know your thoughts on that quote that Phil had in regards to fans. Now, granted, it might be hard to us to have a full opinion because I've never been to a LIV event. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
you've been to a LIV event, but we have been to PGA events as well as vice versa. I've never been on tour to know how Phil is feeling in regards to his emotions towards playing on the PGA versus LIV. But I would love to hear your thoughts.
Dude, I mean, I don't know. I've never played on tour, and I've never been to a live event, but
Yeah.
I do get the sense that, like I think I told you, like a few episodes back, it's like live is so much more laid back,
It
and
is.
I do get like the PGA historically is a lot more pretentious. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
look at Rory. So like,
Yeah.
but no offense to Rory, but
Yeah.
the PGA is just a lot more pretentious, and it's like if you win here, it's a real event. Whereas Live is just kind of like, if you win, it's cool, you
Yeah.
get money,
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just trying to have a good time over here at Live, and then the
Yeah.
PGA is like, if you, how well you play is like your status as a player. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's, uh, gosh, I
Carries
don't
over to
really
the
feel,
fans.
yeah, and that probably carries over the fans, and I don't know, I don't feel like you feel like that with Live. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I don't know. This is me saying this from the outside looking
That's
in,
how.
but like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
with like live, you don't feel like if you play well, you gain more status as like a as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's because you can fall back on your team. Granted, like
Yeah.
you can play your way out, but
Mm-hmm.
like as long as you don't suck, like you know, it's
Yeah.
fine. Whereas like
Yeah.
on the PJ, it's like if you don't bring your A game every week, which I mean that's really hard to do. Like what Scotty's doing is really hard.
Yeah. He's an
So
outlier.
yeah, I feel like there's that component as a player, and then as
Mm.
a I don't know, dude. As a fan, I feel like granted, the main PGA event I went to was the Waste Management, and that's
Mm.
as close as you get to
Does it
live.
live?
So,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
uh,
It's funny for me because I consider myself a purist of the game. I only go to Waste Management Thursday and Sunday because I want to actually watch golf. And I do get it from a degree. I haven't been to a live tournament yet. They need to come back to Arizona. Their first year when they started, we went to Tucson.
Tucson, yeah,
So yeah, but um, I do sometimes feel like the stress of like I'm scared my phone's gonna go off at the wrong time, even though it's on silence, or like that tension. And like
yeah,
I wouldn't even want that for a live golf, but I feel like the stress of that probably wouldn't affect me as much if I was at a live tournament. Um, so I get what he means by the fans. Like I said, shotgun start, we're probably there maybe 4 hours, 4.5, if you're there all
yeah,
day, versus PGA Tour. Like if you get there, which I'm assuming a lot of PGA fans are probably just getting there to see their favorite player. But let's say hypothetically, I want to see Tommy Fleetwood. He's the morning tee time, but then I also want to see Scotty. He's the afternoon tee time. It's like,
I'll
damn,
be
do I
here all
just
day.
stay? Yeah, do I be
Yeah,
there all day and stuff like that? So I get it to a degree, and based off his quote on his emotions, I can't question how he feels and stuff. I think part of him is still trying to advocate why Liv is better than PGA because he's been very vocal about that.
hmm
Um, but yeah, those would be my thoughts, bro. Yeah, yeah. Next thing I want to move on to in regards to Live Golf and kind of PGA too. Question for you. So Keegan has all the Ryder Cup players getting ready to play at the Pro Tour Championship, which again we really don't care about. It's FedEx Cup Fall. No disrespect for people who are playing that, trying to keep their tour cards, stuff like that. But we know it's not a huge event that people are going to tune into. But they're not allowing Bryson DeChambeau to play in it. DeChambeau expressed frustration, stating that the PGA Tour is responsible for preventing the team from practicing together, while critics argue he should accept the consequences of his LIV decision. PGA Tour stated he is ineligible, and while LIV Golf is actually willing to let him play, but the PGA Tour is standing firm in that decision. So, Nate, I want to know your thoughts on regards to the PGA Tour not letting a guy who automatically qualified for the Ryder Cup now practice with his team at the Pro Tour.
I don't know. I think they should let him play because it's kind of like the Pro. Okay, the Pro Tour is kind of like the Senior Bowl. It's kind of like no one tunes into that. Like we know it's important, or like the Pro Bowl. You know, it's like all right, it's kind of cool. It's the stuff kind of after the season and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, but at the end of the day, like the Senior Bowl and the Pro Bowl, it's fun for the players because they get to know each other. They build some camaraderie, and I don't know. I feel like as individual as golf is, like you will play harder and you will play better if you have something that you feel like is bigger to play for, like your country, or like your continent, you know. So does this mean Terrell Hatton can't play in it as well?
Well, I don't know if Europe is doing that. I know Keegan wants his team to do that. I don't know if Luke Donald's like, all right, let's all go play in the Pro Tour. They might go do something totally different. And DP, they're okay with LIV players playing. So,
PGA got to get off their high horse if DP's cool with it, you know.
Yeah, because Tyrose hadn't played, still plays in some. I think he still plays in like some DP tour stuff as well.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, it just sucks because, like, obviously, if they allow Bryson to play, they're gonna be like, okay, do we just open up the door for other people to do this as well and stuff like that? And I to a degree, I understand. Like, okay, I'm happy because based off our conversation with Hudson Swanson getting his suspension, and I was like, yo, would they favor another guy like Bryson just because it's Bryson? And they're staying true to what they're saying. Like, no, you're suspended. We're not letting you back on. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this to a degree of 5 years or whatever the suspension could be if Bryson decides to come back or if contract talks don't become solidified by the time LIV gets around next year. But it just sucks because it's going to be weird. It's almost like like Bryson's redshirting this game while his team goes and plays, and I'm just sitting back on campus, just like I guess I'll go catch on the jug machine or do something just to get better, in hopes when they get back, like maybe I get to play. I hope that doesn't kill the team camaraderie because he's not in this one. It's just one event, but granted, they're probably gonna be there 4 days, and I as a Ryder Cup fan rooting for the USA. It's like let them this one time, some type of exemption or something. But they're standing firm, man. So it's I'm almost like 70-30 in Bryson's favor, but I understand the PGA Tour. I understand it, but it does suck. It's not like I want that, guys. Yeah,
I'm more like 100% Bryson stuff.
Bryson?
I'm gonna be like Phil was right, you know. Like,
yeah,
dude. Get Bryson back in. Stop being. I don't know. I think they should stop being pretentious. And it's just like obviously they feel a little bit of betrayal and stuff like that. And I feel like the players should feel a little bit. Even the players themselves should feel a little bit of betrayal. But I feel like the players are kind of over that, or at least they're willing to get over that for the sake of the Ryder Cup and trying to play well at the Ryder Cup. So. Just let them hang out. Like 4 days is if you spend four days
and it's
in a
FedEx
weekend
Cup fall, man. Like, come on.
This is the Senior Bowl, dude.
We don't care. We don't care.
It's like
as much as I say I understand it for the PGA Tour, and I respect it because they're not treating him different. Doesn't mean I want that. I want them like let Bryson slide and let the team prepare for Bethpage, but obviously they're not going to let it happen. So we would love to know your thoughts in the comments, man. Like, should Bryson be allowed to practice with his team at the Pro Tour, or the PGA just standing for him, and you agree, hey, he broke the rules. He should continue to reap what he sold in regards to going to LIV. Would love to
Yeah.
know that.
Well, I kind of think too, like, so Bryson was kind of vilified when he went to the LIV, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like now the PGA is vilifying themselves by like kind of hating on Bryson, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
two wrongs don't make a right, and I feel like that's kind of what's happening here.
Yeah, yeah. Good point, man. All right, let's move over to the PGA, man. And we are about to get into the best golfer in the world, Tommy Fleetwood, man. But before I get into that, I'm sorry, PGA Champions Tour. I have to give a shout out to Stuart Sink, who won back-to-back at the Ally Challenge, man. Stuart Sink's a great dude, loves Jesus, man, the homie. So shout out to you, Stuart. When I went and watched you play in Denver, unfortunately, you were super close to winning that Senior Open Major. Unfortunately, lost to Padre Harrington, but I'm happy that you just won this weekend, man. So shout out to Stuart Sink. But now let's get into the Tour Championship, man. Tommy Fleetwood, 29 top 5 finishes without a win. Finally secures a victory at Eastlake, man. What impressed you about Tommy Fleetwood?
Dude, he was aggressive. This is the thing, is I feel this. I don't know why I thought about this today, but I feel like there are some people who going into the last day when they have a lead don't need to play that well to win. And my best example is, no, he does, because like for some reason, like Keegan Bradley starts to ball out, and like other people start to play really well whenever he's winning. But then when Rory's winning at the Masters, and we were like, Bryson is for sure gonna play well, and Bryson just disappeared on Sunday.
Right.
You know, and I guess Justin Rose played really well, but I mean, with all due
Justin
respect,
Rose probably didn't even think he was going to really be in contention. Like, he obviously played really hard, and it's like, oh shoot, I just kind of fell into a playoff.
Yeah, with all due respect to Justin Rose, it's also like it's, you know, I don't know how low he can go, if that makes sense.
Justin Rose will say otherwise if you're talking about the BMW, though. Yeah.
No, he's a good player, you know.
Right.
But like, you know, you just thought Bryson was gonna make it more interesting, and almost the same way that like Keegan Bradley did. But thank God, like he played well. Patrick Cantley was slipping, and he was kind of coming back.
Yeah.
No, but he goes bogey, double, and I think he birdies right after.
Yeah,
he goes birdie, bogey,
went
double.
+3 through the first 3, yeah.
And then, did he make a par and then made a birdie? So I was like, oh, he's going to come back. And then, you know, I went to church and stuff like that. So missed out on some of the stuff, and then came back. But it was close. Like, it was always within 2, you know. Was it within 1? I can't remember.
At one point, it was like, I think Cantlay birdied. I think Fleetwood bogey, and it was like 16 under to 17 under. But then the very next hole, Cantlay goes and bogeys and drops a shot.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. I was very impressed with Fleetwood. He also did what he needed to do. Like on 15, that par 3, he just
tough.
Going into 15, he needed a birdie. Was it 12 or 13? That par 5, and makes a birdie. So then that kind of offsets 15. Like whatever's gonna happen on 15, like you kind of want to offset.
He bogeyed that the day before.
Yeah, dude, 15. That is such a hard hole. Like,
and they said 24. They said 24% of the tee shots have win the water that weekend.
Dude, that's crazy. Like Scotty Scheffler's shot, like when he hit it, he had no chance. Keegan Bradley didn't even hit land. It was just so long, and then it like slopes
210,
off.
215.
Yeah, I thought it was like 218, but it like and it sloped. No, it might have been less because some guys are taking 6-iron, but they hit it so far. But like it just slopes off, and then but Fleetwood just stay dry. It just stays dry. Gets a bogey. But I'm just happy that he won. I was so hyped, especially on 18. He hit his drive right down the middle. I'm like, dude, he's gonna win. Let's go.
It was over at that point, and then you're just kind of saying like, yo, can Cantlay? Because I think yesterday Cantlay finished birdie eagle. So now it's like, it's like, if he eagles and Tommy bogeys, we're talking playoff. And at least historically, playoff Cantlay is something different. But it didn't even get to that. It didn't even get to that point, so it didn't matter. But actually, what I was impressed with Tommy, his putting actually was amazing. He led the field putts per green and reg with a 1.5, and he led the field with 27 birdies. 4 more than the next guy, who was Scotty. But I think his putter really, really got hot, man. He did a really good job hitting the fairway. Didn't really get himself in trouble. I think the one hole, I think it was hole 10, where him and Kentley kind of, I won't call it a shank, but they missed right. And that's where they had that trouble when they both were playing like really, really slow. That was probably his most mistaken hole. But luckily, Kentley did the same exact thing. But yeah, I'm super happy with Fleetwood's putter, man. And I'm happy that the main thing I was nervous about him for is all the ones he kind of let the lead slip is through those last 3 holes. And I remember, I think I was talking to the homie Kyle Umfred. He was a equipment manager on the Charge when I played. He loves golf. I think Kyle's like a 2 handicap or something like that. I told him, I was like, man, and he said I'm not optimistic enough for Fleetwood. I'm just like, nah, bro. Historically, this year it's the last 3 holes because he keeps playing the last 3 holes over par. Like, yeah, one over par. So I was nervous for him.
I remember I screenshotted the thing and I sent it to you because I was like, dude, these announcers about to jinx it because like 2 weeks ago he was up by 1 or 2 in the last 3 and then he let it slip.
Did the same thing at the Travelers to Keegan.
I was like, you freaking broadcasters just jinxed Tommy Fleetwood from playing out. Dude, another thing that was happening to me was I'm afraid that I'm starting to become a Scotty Scheffler hater, dude. Because going into 15. I think he was pretty dang close to. He
did, and I was like, oh shoot! But I know in my head I was like, 15's it's no slouch.
But I was like, okay, going into 15, I was like, yeah, dude, I freaking just hope he hits it in the water. I was thinking like, I thought like it's like to an extent that I feel guilty because I feel like I made it happen because I was like, I hope he hits it in the water.
And it's crazy because Scotty's he plays a cut, just pulled it a little left,
dude.
He did that. Yeah, he did that on his first tee shot where he pulled it left on the first tee shot, finished bogey. Did the same exact thing here on 15.
Yeah. So when he hits the shot, like I don't know, we got up there. I was all like, I just hope he hits in the water, but like he probably won't. Like it's Scotty.
Yeah, it's Scotty.
Like 200 yards isn't that far for him, and I think he was taking a 5-iron because I think he was trying to like pull a little off.
And play the cut.
And I was just like, dude, he's just gonna watch him get a hole in 1 here because it's Scotty, you know.
Yeah.
And he hits it in the water, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" My brother was sitting next to me. He's all like, "Dude, I thought I was gonna cut. It just didn't cut."
Exactly, it did it.
Dude, I feel like it happened. I was like, "It goes left." I'm like, "Just stay there." And
When I saw that tracer, I'm like, "This tracer's not cutting, dog." And then it was a yellow stake, so he had to go to the drop zone, and I'm like, I'm like, I can see him holding this out too, man. But he does hit a nice, I guess, approach shot, whatever you want to call it, on a par 3 on his drop shot, and it's stuck, and he finished with bogey. And it's funny because I'm like, bro, I'm still not counting him out at all, man. Because we seen him last week come down 4 shots on Sunday, come back and beat Robin McIntyre. So yeah, it's never, you can never count Scotty out until 18 is over. And but 15, it was playing super tough. And I think I heard the announcer say East Lake's par 3s are some of the hardest par 3s on the tour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I texted you that too. I was like, watch him hole out on this freaking drop zone shot crazy. And then save a par. But
and I bet if he would have done that, Fleetwood would have heard that crowd reaction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I bet you the reason why that flyover shot was so thin on at East Lake versus the LIV is because Scotty was out of contention.
Yeah, but it's like, but you would hope those guys are like, what Fleetwood's fighting for.
Like, I don't know. I wanted Fleetwood to win so bad. I started rooting against Scotty, and I just want to make a formal apology to Scotty and Ted Scott because I feel like I made it happen. So not bad, guys.
That's funny. I think Scotty would say otherwise. He just pulled his 5-iron left. So
yeah.
But I would say I was a bit nervous too for Fleetwood, and I text the homie Kyle this as well, because Kentley after Saturday he was top 3 in driving accuracies, birdies, driving, putts per green regulation, and eagles. So I'm like, man, Kentley is getting super hot, and they said he played the back 9, the best all weekend, shooting 12 under.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah.
That's when Tommy lets it slip too. That's when he lets it slide.
Right, and obviously they're trying to build the anticipation for this back 9 and what's going on between Kentley, because Kentley has 8 career PGA Tour wins versus a guy who has 0, and unfortunately, historically has been choking him away. But I think he had probably more than this. I think he had either 2 or 3 bogeys on the back nine. He was already down. I think after 9, he might only been down 1 or 2 strokes. But then to come out there and get those bogeys on the back nine and kind of play your worst back nine of the weekend,
Yeah.
definitely took some pressure. I was really rooting for Russell Henley. I love Russell Henley a lot, man. Numerous top
He's a
10 and
good
top
player.
5s this year, man. He couldn't close it out the way he wanted to, man. So it's just amazing to see Tommy Fleetwood get his first victory in his PGA Tour career, as well as, I mean, not trying to take it away, but then I felt like it was something about Cam Young getting his first victory, and then now Tommy Fleetwood was like, no, I can't be the only one not
Yeah.
getting a victory after not
Winless
having
this year.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't, especially like I said, he is top 3 in scoring average, and out of those top 6, he's the only one without a win, but now he has a win, and then 29 top 5s with no
Dude, I
victory.
know. His
Yeah,
30th
but
top 5 is a victory, though.
yeah, it's finally a victory, man. So Tommy Fleetwood, shout out to you, man. Great
Let's go.
momentum going into the Ryder Cup. He already qualified, and I'm happy he proved me wrong, bro, because I was just too scared to pick Tommy Fleetwood. So shout out
Yes,
to
I
Chris
know.
Elliott. Chris Elliott said it with confidence. He really picked Fleetwood to win, man. So that's really good. But now I want to transition into the Ryder Cup. But before we make our final predicting Ryder Cup players for those final 6, I want to talk about Rory right here. So Rory, he's been playing with some mixed emotions since getting, his Masters win back at Augusta. Seems to not care, then sometimes he still cares. I definitely want to know, how do you feel, because you'll be picking for the Ryder Cup team here, for the European Ryder Cup team. How do you feel about Rory going into a Ryder Cup?
Dude, I forgot to say this. Sorry, go backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
About Tommy Fleetwood. Now that you brought up Rory, I felt like when he won, it was like Rory at the Masters. It was like, get this monkey off my back.
Dog. So I feel like it was a reach, because I had the same thought in my head. I'm like, dog, which was more, I want to say iconic, but well, I don't want to say iconic, but I don't
Just like
know
a
what.
bigger moment, like a
Yeah,
bigger sports moment. Yeah.
bigger sports moment? Is it Tommy Fleetwood getting his first PGA Tour victory at the Tour Championship, or it just sounds silly to say out loud, or is it Rory completing the career Grand Slam
Grand Slam.
at Augusta? Now, I think in terms of who's more of a likable guy, you probably want to side a little bit more
Yeah.
with Fleetwood. But I
Yeah,
think
bro.
even if you don't like Rory, him finally accomplishing the career Grand Slam, it's like, I can respect that, bro, because his emotions look very, very raw when he won that
Yeah.
Masters jacket, bro. So I think
I
those are,
feel like
yeah,
that's tough because Fleetwood was like, he started screaming. And I was like,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
let's. I felt that, man.
I did
I
too. But
felt
Rory
that.
broke down on the
Yeah,
green,
Rory.
crying.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know which one I felt more.
yeah.
Right now, it's recency bias because like Fleetwood just
For
happened,
sure,
but
for sure, for sure. Anyone in the comments, and it's probably an outlandish question, man. Which moment seemed bigger for the sport of golf? Is it Tommy Fleetwood getting his first victory at the Tour Championship at East Lake, or is it Rory McIlroy getting the career Grand Slam at the Masters at Augusta? Silly question. We probably know the true answer, but again, based off the characteristics of the players, some people might actually debate like, I kind of want to go with Tommy Fleetwood because it's just Tommy. But
yeah,
obviously, we know overall the more iconic one probably is the Masters.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because it's at Augusta. But
it's
sorry,
Augusta.
what was the question again about Rory?
So the original question, like I said, Rory's been playing with some mixed emotions ever since he won the Masters, ever since the non-conforming driver situation. Kind of been playing a little bit up and down. How do you feel? How do you feel about Rory going into the Ryder Cup?
Dude, that's a great question. If he can get his putter on, which I have no idea how well he putted, but it just has been kind of disappointing. Like, how did he do? He was like -6 at the BMW or something like that. Or was that this week?
Yeah.
He was -6 this week. But
Yeah.
he at the BMW, he was kind of like, like he didn't really ball out there, you know?
Nothing too crazy. I mean, he said the first 2 rounds he played pretty. He finished T23 this week. BMW he finished T12. But he
Okay,
said
that's
that
not
he
bad.
said the BMW he finished the first. Well, that's not bad. Last week, this week is bad. It's 30 players. He finished T23.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, he's like pretty close to last.
Yeah, at that point. But I think he said that last week the BMW first 2 rounds he was trying to like find his driver and stuff like that. And then he got into the weekend, he felt like he played a lot better. But in terms of where he's trending, and it's light. I mean, like I said, T12 out of 50 players, it's pretty solid for the BMW. But then to finish T23 at the Tour Championship out of 30, it's like, But he's just been so up and down. It's like, man, like, yeah, it's like, what do you take of this going into the Ryder Cup?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like if you're Luke Donald, it's like, yo, what do I got to get you to do to turn it on? I have no
Yeah,
idea where his tenacity has gone. I
right.
feel like
Yeah,
he did well. What was the one event? Because he kind of stunk for like 2 or 3 months after the Masters.
yeah.
Was it the PGA? He did okay, or no,
PGA
not PGA.
Championship,
At the Open, he did okay, right? Or no? Oh, it was
the
the
Open.
Scottish Open. The Scottish Open
Yeah,
got second.
yep.
Um,
Lost to Chris Goddard.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Travelers,
if
he
we
got
can
a
kind of
T6. U.S. Open, T19, not that well for his status. RBC
yeah,
Canadian missed a cut. PGA
that was his
Championship
first one back.
T47. Yeah, but PGA Championship T47. So it's just been very sporadic.
Just disappeared. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. After the Masters, yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what
Well,
Luke Donald's got to do. Hopefully,
yeah,
this DP World Tour events will help him dig it back in. Whereas Bryson won't get it, so that'll
yeah.
neutralize Bryson, I guess.
That's true. Well, here are my thoughts in regards to how I feel about Rory going into it. So, I think anytime Rory has to represent his country, he balls out. So, like you just said, the Open
Yeah,
finished at a solid T7. The Scottish Open finished with a solid T2. He does well at the DP World Tours and stuff like that. And obviously, when we look at the Ryder Cup, he's representing his continent at this point. He always tends to show out if it's anything to do with representing his country. So I think that he will be just fine because now he can't be selfish either in a team event. Like when it's just him, it's like, okay, fine, I don't feel like playing. If you want to keep letting yourself down, Roy, or whatever, abusing the moment, you can do that for yourself.
that's
But like,
true. Yeah,
do you want to do that for Justin Rose? Do you want to do that for Tommy Fleetwood? Do you want to do that for Tyrell Hatton? I don't know if he likes Hatton because of LIV, but when it comes to a team event, you can't be selfish. But anytime he
yeah,
has to represent his country or his content in this case, he plays very well. So I think that's something hopefully Luke Donald sees as well and can establish confidence because Rory is a captain without being a captain, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
you're
Because
our
he's
number
kind
one
of a
guy.
leader.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
our starting quarterback, and we have some good running
yeah,
backs from but you're the guy. So we go through you, bro. So I think he will be, just fine going into it. But I think Luke should talk to him just to figure out, like, where's your head at and stuff like this, man, because I think, like I said, last time they did the Ryder Cup at Bethpage, European team won, and they're probably trying to run that back, especially let's win back to back after just beating the USA team in 2023 at their home soil.
yeah. Other thing too is I think because Rory is accurate and long with his driver, whereas Bryson is
Mm-hmm.
just long. I
Long,
think
yeah,
that'll do him well at Bethpage. Like
yeah,
I know because it's a long and narrow course, so I think that'll do Rory well. So
yeah,
I mean
yeah,
I think he'll be fine too. The thing is some of what you said was like he's gonna play for his players. I don't know how many friends he has on tour. That's the problem with someone like
yeah,
Rory. Like
yeah.
we know that
Besides
he's real
Shane,
tight. Yeah, we know he's real tight with Shane Lowry, but like aside
yeah,
from that, I don't know if like he's real buds with a lot of these other guys. Whereas
I'm
like
not. I'm not gonna reach with this statement per se, but because obviously Rory finished pretty early, today. But it was cool when Tommy won. Justin Rose stayed, celebrated with him.
yeah,
Shane Lowry stayed. And I was like, where's Rory? Now, I'm not trying to speculate something and make something more than what it is, but
yeah,
it was admirable to see Justin Rose and Shane Lowry stay there and celebrate with Tommy Fleetwood. And it would have been cool to see, because, like, if you think about the top six guys who are qualified, Justin Rose, I think Shane Lowry's
Shane's like
might be like
seventh, I think.
seven.
Yeah,
Okay, so, but my whole thing is Shane, who was there, stayed and celebrated with him. Justin Rose, who was there, stayed and celebrated with him. Tyrell Hatton obviously couldn't because he's in Michigan. Hogarth couldn't because he's in Europe. And then Tommy Fleetwood himself. So 5 of those guys, well, 2 of those guys who played in that that's qualified stayed and celebrated Fleetwood. Rory didn't. And again, I'm not trying to make something bigger than what it is, but it's like,
Yeah.
why not stay for that moment? If you could have, maybe you had an emergency, man. And again, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. But it would have been amazing if Rory, you stayed there and celebrated with him when he won his first PGA victory like Shane Lowry and Justin Rose did. And I'm really sure if Hogarth was there or Hatton was there, I think they would have too.
They would have stayed. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think Fleetwood is loved by all other golfers.
He's loved by people on the USA team. Yeah. Everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Keegan loves him. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a thought that crossed my mind too. Was like, where's Rory? Like, cause like what you said, like he is like an unappointed captain. Like he's
Yeah.
like the unspoken captain. It's like the guys look to him because he does have some like leadership qualities. He does have like this like aura of like respect that is more or less demanded whenever he walks
Mhm.
into the room because it's like Tiger, like when Tiger walks in the room, it's like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
And Rory's
Yeah.
kind of like at that level, not at
Yeah.
Tiger's level, but
Not
he's
at Tiger
kind of
level, but like it is something about when Roy walks from like this is Roy McIlroy. I'm not gonna knock it. Like I said, only
yes,
7 people have the career Grand Slam, and he's one of them.
yes, and
Yeah.
yeah, he does have
Yeah.
some weight to his presence, so
He does.
um,
He does.
so it
Yeah.
would have meant, I'm sure it would have meant a lot for Tommy, but
Yeah.
he's
But
also like, I'm okay with him not showing
if
up.
Roy
It's all
not there,
good.
that's fine. Whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point, man. But now let's get into our final predictions for the Ryder Cup. Obviously, this will be announced on Wednesday who Luke Donald and Keegan Bradley will pick for their remaining 6. But we're going to try to fill in those blanks currently. Hopefully, it matches up with what they pick, or maybe it doesn't. They pick better than us. But let's give our final predictions. 8, as we already agreed to. You got the European side.
Mhm.
I got the USA side. And I will start off. I was real hesitant with this guy. Well, because of how he did on the back, now I'm hesitant. But prior to that, I was like, he's back to 2023 form. But I'm going to still pick him. I'm going Patrick Cantlay, man. And if we look at what he did in 2023 at the Ryder Cup, him and Max Homer were the guys that showed out. Obviously, all the situation with the hat and stuff like that. And I
Yeah,
feel like Cantlay
really
is
bad.
yeah, exactly. I feel like Cantlay is one of those guys who like if you poke the bear, he gonna turn up, bro. Like don't try him because he's typically ice cold in situations like that. And obviously the Ryder Cup is one of those moments where like even if you're a fan or you're somebody in the European scene, if you poke Patrick Cantlay the wrong way, he's going to turn up, bro. And we saw glimpses of his 2023 self this weekend, just
This
not on that
weekend,
back
yeah,
nine, unfortunately. Yeah. And I think
yeah,
because hopefully he's hitting a progression going into it, that he's a fair pick. Unfortunately, he hasn't done that well in big tournaments this year. He's only made one cut out of all majors, which is the Masters. He missed the PGA Championship, he missed the U.S. Open, he missed the Open. So that makes you nervous, but like, I'm not sure who I would put over Cantlay. I mean, there might be something debated because who I'm not going to pick, but because of how he's been playing as of recently, I'm gonna say Patrick Cantlay is my first one.
I'm so curious who you're not gonna pick now.
I've said it
Should
before.
should we do all 6, like, and then you explain all 6, and I go back and forth with you on
That's fine.
who
Yeah.
you're gonna pick?
Okay. I'll
I'm
start off.
so I'm
Yeah.
so
So
curious who you're not gonna pick.
yeah. No. So the next person I'm picking is Sam Burns, and if Scotty has anything to do with this, he's definitely
Oh,
going to be
okay.
on this team. Absolutely. Yeah. His putters also has a lot to do with why he's going to be on the Ryder Cup team as well, man. As we said all year, he's number 1 in putting, and he's number 4 in birdies made all season. And you
I
want to have
was
a hot putter at Bethpage as well. Yeah.
I was
Go ahead,
afraid
Steve.
you
You
were
say.
not gonna pick Sam Burns. I was like,
Nah,
you're not gonna pick Sam Burns.
I've picked Sam Burns quite a bit this time. Now I don't think that would have been as controversial if I didn't pick Sam Burns. But even if we look at this Sunday, man, he finished 67, 66, 68, and 66. I think he finished somewhere in the top 10 once again. He's been steady Eddie all year, just nothing enough
Yeah,
for him to be victorious. Unfortunately, we look back at the RBC Canadian, we look back at the U.S. Open. He's been close in those 2 times in those
yeah.
stretches where he was playing really well. But you can't not have the number 1 putter on your Ryder Cup team. Next person I'm gonna pick is Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas, just because he can strictly score, man.
Okay.
8th in strokes gained total, putts per round. He's right behind Sam Burns as 3rd. Putting average, he's also 3rd. And bro, we said this throughout all year on the podcast. Like, how many times has he either like tied or been close to breaking the course record or beat the course record? Like,
That's right.
numerous,
That's right. Yeah.
numerous times, bro. He shot 62 at the Players. He shot 61 at the RBC Heritage, which is what he won when he beat Andrew Novak, unfortunately. And he had the lowest 9-hole record at Eastlake, shooting 29. So I think currently Justin Thomas is probably at number 7. So I think he actually earned
Yeah.
a captain's pick this year, unlike 2 years ago, which he shouldn't have. But I think
Yeah.
Justin Thomas definitely made a statement for himself why he should get picked. Next, I think the captain should pick himself, and there has been evidence.
Oh.
There has been evidence of a Ryder Cup captain picking himself and playing. Well, I guess Arnold Palmer played himself into Ryder Cup position, but he was victorious, winning for the USA team. And I know everyone keeps saying it's difficult, and it probably is. And again, things have evolved with media obligations, environmental situations are probably way more than back in 1963 when Arnold Palmer did it. But I think Keegan can definitely rub it back in Zach Johnson's face by picking himself, as well as when Rory said you can't do both. And I think that lights another fire under him as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
What if Keegan and Rory go head to head, and
That'd be
then he
amazing.
beats Rory, and then it's like in your face?
Yeah, that would be
I
amazing.
would float. I
Yeah,
would
oh
float.
yeah. Absolutely, man. And then obviously Keegan, this is referencing last year, did really good as a captain for the President's Cup as well. He played incredible at East Lake this weekend, finished with a low round Saturday, 7 under, and then finished with a solid birdie on 18th to finish, I believe, either solo 7 or T7th.
But he's
So I think,
definitely he's definitely
yeah,
a top 12 player in the U.S. right
no
now.
question, no question.
So
And I wonder, and Chris said this too, I wonder if Roy's trying to play games with him like, yeah, you can't do both, bro, and like just kind of trying to psych him out of it. Maybe,
oh
maybe,
yeah.
maybe. Not sure. The fifth person I'm going to pick, I'm going to go with Cam Young, and you just can't deny what he's been doing as of lately since
Mhm.
him winning the Wyndham Championships, man. We look back at that, he got a solo win at the Wyndham Championship, solo fifth at the FedEx Cup, T11 at the BMW, and he just finished with a T4 at the Tour Championship. And he's actually from New York and has won the New York State Open as an amateur that was played where? At Bethpage. So I think Cam Young makes a fair argument
Got it.
why he should
Yeah.
get a Ryder Cup vote pick as well. This is where I got stuck at.
Mhm.
I'm like, dog, should I pick for my last pick? Or if I'm obviously Keegan Bradley, I'm like, do I pick Maverick McNeely or Ben Griffin? So I'm sitting there looking at stats and stuff like that. Ben Griffin, I look at his strengths. He's a sneaky clutch player, multiple top tens, 2 wins this season, Zurich, and he didn't take down Scotty alone. He beat Matt Schmid. I believe it was not the Charles Schwab. Was it Charles Schwab? I believe he won the Charles Schwab. Oh no, yeah, it's Charles Schwab. Scotty
Uh-huh.
won the Byron Nelson. That's what I'm thinking. Excellent short game, especially around the greens. And I think his personality, like, he's a very fun guy. I haven't really seen much personality from McNeely. Not to say that McNeely is not a fun guy, but I think he has a visible personality that can fire up a New York crowd. My only concerns with Ben Griffin, limited experience, high level international team events, obviously, and ball striking not as consistent as the next guy I want to go with, which is Maverick McNeely. Maverick McNeely, he's been consistent in 2025. Multiple top tens, including a runner-up, lost to Ludwig Oberg at the Genesis in the beginning of the season.
Mhm.
Calm, temperate guy, doesn't really get rattled easy from what it looks like from the outside looking in. Elite iron play. He's a really good putter, solid in both foursome, and he'll be solid in four ball as well. And he's more of a steady Eddie par machine than an explosive birdie maker. So
You
I
get the match
think
play. You want the guy that can make birdies.
I know, and I think due to that is why I'm gonna pick Ben Griffin. As long as he cannot, because last week Chris showed me an interview why he was really shaking to begin at BMW because he took too much creatine. He was like
Dude,
spazzing.
that's
He was spazzing out.
man,
So
whatever,
if
dude.
Ben Griffin doesn't overdose on the creatine, I think he's a solid 6 pick for the Ryder Cup. Now, do you have any
Yes.
pushback on who I didn't pick?
I was thinking, hang on.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised that you didn't pick Mark Howard,
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because
and
I think that's what people give me pushback at.
I wasn't surprised you didn't pick Brian Harmon. Um,
Brian
I
Harmon
w-
finished
I
with a
was
low round 62 today.
I was just thinking like It's just because there's guys that showed up kind of towards the end of the year. Like I was thinking, like maybe
Mm.
Chris Goddard could have made a case.
He scared me the
Um,
last two ones before this one. He finished pretty well this week, but like if you look at the last three, I'm just like, you're not really making me want to pick you.
the crazy thing is, you picked as of right now, because the rankings are going to get shuffled around tomorrow
For sure.
on Monday.
Yeah.
But it's funny because you picked a lot of guys outside the top 12.
12. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
I really
which
looked
is like,
hard. I really look hard at the stats, man.
no, but like I think those are all legitimate picks. Just dude, even if you just loosely follow golf, like
Hmm.
Cam Young has been playing well. Like if
Yes.
you just watch, like he's always being broadcasted the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then same with Sam Burns has kind of fallen off, but it's like his U.S. Open performance and his RBC performance.
Hmm.
You know, it's hard to deny that he's really really good, and he played okay at the PGA Championship. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, like Brian Harmon's number 12 right now, and I think he might
Yeah.
jump up a few spots based off how
Yeah.
well he played because he played well
Yeah.
this week.
He did.
Um,
Chris is against picking Brian Harmon. Chris is so against
yeah.
picking the lefty, man.
Wait, why is that?
I
I
think
thought
he
I heard
just
him say I can't remember, but
I don't know if it's just that Chris is not Chris. If you see this, bro, let us know. But I think just he's just not exciting. He doesn't think he's doing that amazing. I mean, he
yeah.
did win at the Valero, but that's about it. I mean,
Yeah, I
nothing
remember you
really
said
is
something.
wowing you.
Yeah, you're like, oh, Nate's gonna be upset because this is lefty friend. So
Lefty,
yeah, I
yeah,
remember you said, yeah. Um, um, but yeah, no, he's not exciting, and you know, I don't know if he's. It sucks because like the camaraderie of like the team, you know, that
Hmm.
is that is a component of Ryder Cup. So
Right, right.
it's like, and he's literally number 12, so that's understandable.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's just understandable that you take out Morikawa and Brian Harmon, so then you have to
Yeah,
take two guys that are outside the top 12
which was
coming
Sam
back
and
in.
Patrick Cantlay. Patrick and Cam Young. Patrick Cantlay might bite me in the butt because he has not been that good this year. I'm just going based off his performance in 2023, and he showed glimpses of that this week, which I'm like, okay, I just got through playing in front of Keegan. I was in the last pairing group. Hopefully that we kept talking about you putting in your resume for your job application.
Yeah,
He just put his final submission in right there.
yeah, he just polished it up. So
That's all. Yeah.
yeah, he just submitted it. I mean, I guess
Right.
everybody submitted it this weekend, you know. But
Yeah, that was it. That was the final one. Yeah.
yeah,
If you were outside the six, yeah.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
the big pushback on Patrick Cantlay would be like he did crappy all year, missed 3 cuts of the majors, and then got +2 up T36 at the Masters, and it's kind of like, yeah, he did really well this week at the Tour Championship, and I feel like it's kind of like drafting a quarterback that's only done 1 year, like an Anthony Richardson or like a Trey
Yeah.
Lance, and you're just like,
Yeah.
hey, we're drafting him, we're gonna take him because of his upside, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
other than that, we don't really know what he's got.
Right. Or like I said, on the contrary, it's like someone having a really, really good junior year, which is Cantlay's 2023 season or Ryder Cup season, and not really having that good of a senior year, but it's like we see what he can do and we're gonna
Yeah.
take the risk on him. And that's probably more what I'm weighing on. And more so kind of like obviously now these two analogies don't make full sense, but wait, they do prior, but what I'm about to say maybe doesn't make full sense. But like when we look at a guy like Matt Barkley, had an amazing junior year. If he would have came out, would have been the first overall pick. Played
Yeah.
his senior year, unfortunately went in the fourth round. I'm not calling Patrick Kelly a steal by any means, but maybe he can be a steal that you pick, and he ends up showing his junior year in regards to Matt Barkley analogy, and plays really well and kind of I won't say leads us to victory, but plays a crucial part in
Yeah.
letting the U.S. beat the European team. So I think that's a good point with Anthony Richardson. Like he had a really good last 2 weeks.
Games. Yeah, 7 games. And then
Did we take him with the number 6 overall pick? Like, yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I guess
Yeah, I
so
would love to hear your European one. Yeah.
I just want everyone to know the reason why I decided to be Team Europe and let Geremy be Team USA is because if I'm Team Europe, I can pick my boy Victor Hovland. Let's
There
go.
it is. I knew it.
So
Don't need to
my
look at
number one
stats. Yeah, I'm just going with him.
dude, but he's a baller, dude. Like
Yeah, he is a baller.
at the U.S. Open, he was hitting fairways. I don't know the stats on the U.S. Open, but I feel like with how narrow it was, it's where was Oakmont? That's like northeast.
Yeah.
It's like northeast. So it's like, it's like that
Yeah.
area. He played well in that area. He's great with his irons. Look no further, feller. You found him.
Right.
Victor Hovland. Let's go.
That's funny.
Going down the
in
list.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
it's like
that
right
counts.
next
That
to New
counts. That
York.
counts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
right next to New York.
Okay.
But going down the list, it sucks 'cause I feel like you gotta pick him because of how well he did against how well he kind of fought off a guy like Shane Lowry. So as of right now, Shane Lowry's 6th. So I just want everyone to know that.
Right.
And I think he will stay 6th because he got 10th this week.
Right.
And Sepp Straka is 7th. And I think you have to pick him because
he played terrible though.
He did play. He was dead freaking last. But the thing is he's got a little bit of time, and you never know what kind of surge someone can go on when they go into like a team event.
Yeah, Ryder Cup's totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, my number 2 pick will be Sepp Straka.
2 wins this year as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. So what was the second win? Because he had the one where he beat Shane Lowry.
Yeah, and then I think it was either Farmers Insurance or American Express. No, Farmers Insurance I think was Harris English, and I think he had the American Express.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. I want to – got to be credible here, man. Got to be credible. American Express, Sepp Straka. Yeah, there it is. And I think Harris English won.
There we go.
The Farmers Insurance.
So I got Sepp. I got Victor. The third pick is obvious. It's got to be Ludwig.
For sure.
As Rory says, most handsome guy on tour.
I saw that.
Yeah, as Rory says, most handsome guy on tour. So beautiful swing, hits the ball amazing. And I feel like recently he's been on a better surge. So he got recently he got -6 at the Open, so he got tied T23. Then FedEx St. Jude is -9 T9, and then BMW was T7. So pretty solid finishes among some of the best players. So got to go with Ludwig. Pick 4, I got to go with Ramus Hogard.
Yeah,
just
I think he qualified already. Actually,
on RyderCup.com it says he's 8.
It says he's 8. Yeah. Let me see if I can.
I did see that too, which is why I was like kind of confused.
Yeah, because he did really well at the DP. He finished like 2nd, and I don't know if that like helped solidify him in a spot.
Oh, Ramus Hogard is.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know, bro. I know.
So who's not in the top 6?
There's only one person that one spot's open. I think it's going to go to Shane.
No, so like is Terrell Hatton not in top 6?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so it has Hogard, Justin Thomas. Justin Rose, Tyrrell Hatton, Robin McIntyre, Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood. So Shane Lowry is not automatically qualified.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was in. All right.
Yeah.
I might need to start over then. Because I would pick Shane.
Okay.
Because all right, so we'll take out the Hogard one. So far I got Ludwig, Victor, and Sepp Straka,
and then Shane Lowry.
So I guess I go with Shane. Dude, this is the problem with Shane though is like part of it is like if you recruit someone like Nebraska got Dylan Raiola and they're like, hey, we're gonna take your little brother as well because we want to make you happy.
Is that Rory to Shane?
Is that Rory to Shane? I don't know, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Hey, we'll let your brother walk on. I don't know. No, but Shane's a good player. I don't think there's any question about that. So
okay. So you got 2 more picks. I'm very curious about this.
All right. My 5th pick, I gotta go with Jon Rahm.
Yeah, fair.
So, it's just because he's a baller. And
all right.
The sixth pick is hard because it's like
Okay.
you got Wallace,
Matt
Fitzy, and
Wallace.
then
Yep.
Dietrich.
Hmm.
Fitzy has been kind of quiet this year. He had a
He's
few
been
good.
he's been doing good ever since he switched his swing coach.
Yeah, but I feel like he hasn't like had amazing finishes.
He
And
hasn't.
it's
Yeah.
he'll kind of show up. Oh, what was it when he
He
showed
had a
up?
little stretch at the end of the year,
Yeah, at the end of the
at
year.
the Open, Genesis Open and stuff. Like he made some stretches, yeah, trying to make a point.
Yeah, and then we got our boy Dietrich who won earlier this year.
Yep, waste
That
management.
was like, but that was kind of like,
A long
that was a
time
while
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's done a whole lot recently. And Matt Wallace, let's see here.
Hey,
He's been playing well.
you know why Hogarth got in? He just won. He got T2 at the British Masters and secured his
For the
spot.
DP World Tour.
Yes, and
British
Matt
Masters.
Fitzpatrick actually got T6 there. So they were trying to do their resumes otherwise at other
Oh,
places.
over there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see.
And Hogarth came off two T2s at the last two DP World Tours, which probably like he's in.
Oh, to two T2s and then a win at the
Oh no,
British
no, he didn't
Masters.
win. No, 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 he got a T2 here, and he got a T2 the week before. I think he lost to Mike Pence
Oh,
the week before, but he was leading for majority of that tournament. But I think him solidifying those two T2s back to back on DP World solidify him as a top six.
but Fitzy got 6.
He got a T6 there,
Okay.
yeah. And then BMW Championship, Fitzpatrick got a T17. FedEx St. Jude, Fitzpatrick got a T32. Wyndham T8, the Open T4, and the Genesis Scottish Open T4. So that's when he went through that little stretch of like playing really solid golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a T8 at the Rocket Classic. So he started to like make a case, and he just had to play good in the playoffs to advance himself into the Tour Championship, but he couldn't. He couldn't close it.
Yeah. It's not like Matt Wallace made the playoffs, so it's like,
That's
yeah,
true.
I think the sixth pick has to be Fitzpatrick because doesn't he have Ryder Cup experience as well? Because he won the U.S. Open
Yeah,
that year.
yeah,
Yeah, so he
yeah.
won on U.S. soil, U.S. Open. You know, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go Fitzpatrick.
Go Fitzpatrick.
Swings like Rory.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll
Hey,
see.
the
Yeah,
only the only person I had like I want to throw a wrench into it is Harry Hall. Harry Hall is a European guy, made it to the Tour Championship. I think he finished. Let me see where he finished at. But I just know he's sixth in strokes gained, and he's number two in putting. And he's only 28. Has one PGA Tour win as well. He wears that little
Yeah,
Payne
the
Stewart hat
little.
all the time. Yeah, yeah. Let's look at Harry Hall here, man. Because he just each week as they kept going, they just kept talking about him over and over and over. And I'm just like, man, is he making himself a case for Ryder Cup? He finished T17, middle of the pack. But
Yeah.
prior to that, solo sixth at the BMW Championship, T22, but he did enough to get in. Like he's pretty much a Cinderella team in the March Madness. He got in and he just kept going all the way until he got to
Going in
the
the
to,
playoffs.
to
Got
go
T
to the
thirty two
tour.
in the playoffs.
Exactly. So I mean, I think that's one to make Luke Donald scratch his head and debate. You probably won't pick him over Matt Fitzpatrick because of experience, but he did make it
For
all the way to the
sure.
Tour Championship, and he didn't have to rely on the DP World Tour to help him out. So maybe
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dietrich is a interesting guy too.
he
Like,
is very.
but um, but I don't know. Hang on, I'm gonna look up his stats real quick just to.
But kind of like how you always say too, it's not. It's
It's just
what
like a
can you do for
while
me?
ago.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
BMW Championship, Dietrich 46, FedEx St. Jude 38, Wyndham Championship missed the cut. The Open T45, the Genesis T71, the Travelers T63. What can you do for me now,
Yeah. What
Dietrich?
can you do now? You got 63.
Yeah, and
Um,
you're not. T23 was his last top 25. That was the U.S. Open.
yeah. 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 I think that's it, dude. Matt
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick, and
yeah,
also I know the captains are picking on Wednesday, but I don't even
yeah.
care, dude. I feel like I picked a better team than they could have, unless they picked what I picked.
Yeah, we'll see what Luke Donald comes up with, man. Very
Yeah, I feel like
interested to
Keegan has
see.
a harder job. I feel like Europe is
More
like,
so, more so. Yeah, yeah. I think Europe is a little bit more easy, but I think more so because Keegan's like, do I pick myself? Because that's just gonna come with way more attention too.
yeah,
Like, because like
it's like,
if he doesn't do good, it's like, well, do you think you made the right decision?
yeah,
And,
yeah.
so
Well, and there's two guys in the top 12 that like you can kind of go without, like,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like if you take them out, you're not taking out the 13th, and you're not putting in the 13th and 14th guy. Like,
hmm
you're actually I think Cam Young's 14, but I think Sam Burns
yeah,
is like 16. So these guys
yeah.
are kind of like deeper away from the top 12, but
hmm
they're just playing really, really good golf. I think the reason why Brian Harmon's up there is because he won earlier this year, and same with Morikawa. So,
Morikawa hasn't won this year.
oh shoot, no, but he got
I mean,
second against
yeah,
Russell Henley.
he lost it to Russell Henley.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I think
Yeah.
he had a decent start to the season. Did
Oh,
we
he
take
did. Yeah,
him
yeah. He
last
was
season?
playing really. He was playing really good in the beginning of the season, and then once all this caddy stuff started happening, he just
Yeah, and then like,
yeah.
what's up with you? Yeah, you also have like the caddy stuff, and it's like, dude, if you don't even know, if you don't
Is
got
that
your,
still a distraction now? Yeah,
yeah, is your house, if your house is in order, how are you gonna,
yeah,
play well?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and then picking himself, that's like, because he definitely is a top 12 guy. Like, I think it
One
makes
hundred
sense to
percent.
pick himself right now, but it's like, if you don't, then you just make your job harder. Like,
If he doesn't pick himself, oh yeah, because he got to
yeah,
figure out who to fill that spot. Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah.
Would you
That's
think
another way
so?
to look at it. That's another
Yeah,
way to look at it. Like, man, who do I think with respect? Who's better than me?
yes. Like, statistically, this year he is inside the top 12 among the U.S. right now,
Yeah. And
and
like I said, that
he,
might reshuffle too after what he did today.
yeah, like, and he might bump up to like 8.
Yeah,
Let's say hypothetically, like he might
yeah,
bump up past Morikawa, and it's like,
yeah,
well, do I make my job harder by like having to like rack my brains over a third what if pick or
yeah.
third pick outside the top 12, or do I just make it a little bit
Kyle
easier?
Morikawa finished with a T19 this week. Week before T33.
Was
St.
he
Jude's
was he in this week?
T22.
Oh, he was in
Yeah,
this
it's
week.
just
I remember.
he
Yeah,
was. It's just like, hey, the Open missed the cut, Genesis Scottish Open missed the cut, Rocket Classic finished T8, but that field wasn't really scary
yeah.
for Colin. Like you really should win that. That's when
He
Aldrich Pot
probably
Eater got his victory.
he honestly probably played in it so he can go deeper into the playoffs and still make a case for himself for Ryder Cup. Like,
For
'cause
sure.
most
Yeah.
most guys didn't play in that. It was like freaking Geyserman was in that playoff, or
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Colin, yeah. Travelers T42, US Open T23, Memorial T20, PGA Championship T50, the truest another signature event T17,
yeah,
T54, the RBC Heritage. Yeah, bro. I just ever since he lost the Arnold Palmer Invitational to
yeah,
Russell
just
Henley,
flipping.
he just and he had a solid T10 at the Players, but after that T14 the Masters just started going downhill. So yeah, we'll see what Keegan does. I mean, Colin is a experienced Ryder Cup player as well, but again, what can you do for me now? And right now, you're not really showing much of that. But then again,
Yeah,
do you take the risk and you pick young guns like maybe a Ben Griffin or Maverick McNeely and see what they could do? Or even though he did end pretty well, do you trust Patrick Cantlay? Some people might be questioning my Patrick Cantlay pick, which I'm
yeah.
all
I
for.
think that's
I'm all for it. Yeah, if you give me the arguments how he's missed 3 cuts at the majors, that is an objective argument, and you are correct. But I just think what he did lately is just go ahead.
I forgot to ask. Where are you at with Patrick Reed?
Yeah, nah. Unfortunately, I mean,
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, I mean, and not to like knock him down. I think he's probably he might be like top 20 in the Ryder Cup for the U.S. I could be wrong with that too. Matter of fact, let me see. Patrick Reed he was just making a case in the middle of the season, man.
Yeah,
I wish that momentum continued,
at the
but
Masters, he did well,
Masters, yep,
and in the
one in
PGA, I can't
Dallas.
remember how.
He
Oh
missed the
yeah, that's
cut.
right.
Masters. He missed the cut at no. He did really good at the U.S. Open. He missed the cut at the PGA Championship in the Open. That's what hurt
Oh,
him.
okay. That's what it
Yeah,
was. Okay. The
yeah,
last two majors. Okay.
yeah. Patrick Reed. He's 42, bro. So he got guys like Joe Highsmith, shout out to Pepperdine. In front of him, Davis Riley, shout out to UGA. Bud Colley, a lot of guys in front of him. So yeah, I know obviously the homie Noah Reed might be like no Spieth. I'm not picking Spieth this year, bro. Spieth needs to
Yeah.
get healthy and just prepare for next year. Ricky Fowler's a past guy. Ricky Fowler just kind of you get ready for next year as well. Ricky almost started to make a case, but I think his last 3 holes at the was it the St. Jude?
Last week.
Was it
Was it the last
BMW?
week?
Maybe it's
Yeah.
BMW. It was like he did not do what he had to do to make
Yeah.
a
Get a
case for
new
why.
putter. Get a new putter, dude. That putter is so ugly. I cannot stand
Yeah.
seeing it on TV. I can't believe how he's putting with it.
That's
Get a new
hilarious,
putter,
man.
dude. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, just not a fan of labs, dude. I don't
that's
know. I don't know
hilarious.
why it looks okay when JJ Spawn putts with it, but then when Ricky
Yeah,
putts
because
with it, I'm
he's
like,
because he's making 50-foot putts for wins at the U.S. Open and to
yeah,
force 4-round playoffs against Justin Rose.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if Ricky's putter is just way bigger. But I'm like, dude, get it. That looks so bad. Like it's so hard to look at. Like
Yeah,
if you, yeah, I just hate like Loki when I'm watching golf and I see Ricky on TV and I see the putter, I'm like, I was gonna tune out. I don't even want to see him putt. I hate looking at that freaking putter.
it's a combination of that and he's no, I guess he's Cobra too, and Cobra hasn't really done anything on I don't think women's
Yeah,
tour or the men's tour. So
yeah.
yeah, but hey guys, appreciate you guys watching this or listening to this episode of Golf and Gossip Podcast. Please rate us on Spotify, like and subscribe. Let us know what you think about our final predictions for Ryder Cup. And let me know what you think about Ricky Fowler's putter, man. So again, we see you guys next week for a special edition of Golf and Gossip Podcast. And shoot, have a good weekend, man. Peace.